we've learned just how much we depend upon each other, and that's been a great learning. And we've discovered that we're probably a little bit less reliant on having our buildings and our properties and all of those sorts of facilities open to us than we thought we were. And we've adapted in really quite creative and innovative ways, beyond what we perhaps thought we were was possible for us.
We translate or we get the messages out there into the people. So we make this forum and we send these messages within the languages, and the people, they start learning that, and they came out to go and do the testing. They also apply the masks, they do the sanitation and social distancing. It was a good thing because people, they get the message within their own language, within their city.
Some of the communities that I work with who had really set programs that were like 300 to 500 years old, suddenly within a couple of weeks worked out how to turn those into online, really different expressions.
We have found new ways to communicate and engage a community, such as online live broadcasts, webinars, and online meetings gathering. So everyone feels connected with families, friends, and community and society in large. In the beginning, everyone was very nervous about having to rely so heavily on technology. But with some time and practice, many become comfortable with attending and participating in online events.
Some of us had to learn how to do this, handle the technical side of it, but we quickly got on top of it, and probably our productions now are getting to be quite professional.
We have started this Soul Time program, which is really a beautiful program of spiritual readings and writings and music and stories. And I think that has really, people have said that that has been a strength in every week for them to be able to connect with others as well as really spiritually be inspired. Because of online opportunity to really get together, this has happened more so, and it has allowed people with children and young people and people who can't really go out to be able to connect with the community even more so.
The church has actually become living in people's homes. So families have come together, they've actually prayed together, they've read the scriptures together, they've watched the live stream services together as a family. So we've seen a beautiful improved connectivity between the family members, especially between parents and children.
We've developed more our interspiritual gatherings. They've been very well received. Speakers from the Hindu tradition, Buddhist tradition, Indigenous, and some wonderful music and poetry from many traditions.
In myself, I do a lot of chaplaincy work. No chaplains were allowed to go to the hospitals. So that meant that there were a lot of people who were suffering because of illness in hospital, and they didn't have that solace to be able to hear something from a spiritual person of their faith.
I've had to do funerals for people who've died from COVID-19. That's been very painful. All funerals actually have been, because the normal rhythms of grief have been disrupted by the pandemic.
We've also had a lot of counselling that's being done, mainly on the phone or on Zoom as well, for people who are isolated or in significant need. But many have been searching for God in this time, and that's been an encouragement as well.
There's been a huge increase in calls out for assistance with homelessness, domestic violence, and mental health needs. And it's affected women in very particular ways. So that's been expanded as much as we possibly could.
Faith Community Council of Victoria made an effort to bring to the community the need to be more aware of family violence and how to tackle family violence. So we did seminars, online seminars with different groups from Faith Community Council, which received really good publicity and really good participation.
We set up a special COVID hotline through what is called Jewish Care, which are our social services. But also the services we offer were not just exclusively for our community, so many of them were also saying, how can we help people within our area and the wider community in wider Melbourne as well.
People have had to make sacrifices for others' benefit. You know, they've had to follow all the rules and do all these things even if they don't identify as vulnerable. So there's been that sense of community responsibility and community action that's been very important.
People have come together. There's a lot of donation that's going on, a lot of voluntary work that is going on, and that is actually epitomized in our local neighborhood, where a few people have put up shelves outside their homes and they have placed cans of food and all kinds of stuff available for people to walk in.
Thankfully, we have had a number of different organizations who are attached to our faith group who have done homeless drives. They've given out hampers, they've gone out and helped out people who have lost their jobs, regularly, distributing food.
Most of the temples, smaller and big ones, they have kitchens, and within their own suburbs and communities, they started preparing meals for all those people who are in need, and tied up with the nearby churches who are supplying food, and all the temples were supplying food across the community to various community members.
All the Sikh Gurdwaras organization, Sikh Volunteers Australia, started distributing free food, groceries, and those emergency relief essentials to the wider community. There is also mental health issues. People are stressed, struggling with their kids. So we do a COVID-19 outreach program via Zoom to connect families so that they don't feel lost touch. We were so happy and heartened to be able to serve the community.
I think Australia, in our multi-faith and multicultural reality, we can be an island of hope. We can give encouragement to the rest of the world about what God's beautiful plan for us all actually is. So as we flourish together, post-COVID-19, kind of normal, we can be a sign of hope and optimism for others.